person comes along that really has a lot more influence on a workplace than anyone else. And that's exactly what we have in Sergeant Schroeder.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Schroeder.
He's more hands-on. He'll be a master sergeant coming outside. You know, big, tall, want to be tough guy. With his water bottle.
Trik, he is a hard ass, I got to give you that, but he's a softie. He tells me he loves me daily and coddles me.
Trik has a passion for being a crew chief. I've seen that every time I worked with him in the past and being in the Flightline. He's what I consider an old school crew chief and knows how to get things done the way they should have been. He's very passionate about his pride in his job and the guys that work for him.
He has a passion for anything that has to do with anything. He's motivated, highly motivated about everything that he does. It doesn't matter if he's expediting, if he's working up there, or if he's sitting in the office flight chiefing, trying to make all our lives better, you know, on the flight line.
Trik told me once, crewing jets is 90% mental and the other half is physical.
He definitely just showed me, I don't know, continued dedication to the job, even though he's reached, you know, a lot of his goals and points in his career.
He has a passion for what he does, as far as his job, people. He loves his boys.
Okay.
I'd say, I don't know if it's a passion, looking out for others, taking care of other people, weightlifting obviously, getting all jacked and tan, and cars, and I'd like to say his dogs, takes care of his dogs, and his wife, Becky, great lady she is, always looking out for her.
The main thing I'll remember Trik for is the way that he corrected forms errors at night, every night. When I was in the squadron, every night when we were looking over forms at the end of the night, he made us do 10 push-ups for every one forms mistake. And by the end of, you know, the first month, then he was doing push-ups because he said that if you got zero mistakes, then he would do push-ups. So
I just wanted to say that Sergeant Schroeder was just an awesome NCO. The times I knew him way back in the day, he took care of the flagship 5-7 forever. When we had the last flight in the Boars back in May, to have him launch me out was really something else. So.
Let me see, if I had to describe myself in 3 words, I would say hardworking, alpha male, jackhammer, merciless, insatiable.
Trik's mother had an ultrasound before he was born, and the doctor discovered that she was having twins. A couple weeks later, he went back in, did another ultrasound, and discovered that Trik had resorbed the other fetus. Does he regret this? No. I think the other fetus's tissue made him have the strength of a man and a little baby at the same time.
Let me tell you a couple things. Trik is faster than 81% of all snakes on this planet, and Sasquatch was the meanest thing around until he was born.
Trik is a hard ass on the outside, but he's also a hard ass on the inside if it's warranted. Especially that when we were both flight chiefs up there together, I could see him being his hard ass come out to those who needed it. But if you're one of the good guys or you kept your nose clean, you're a hard worker, you know, he'd been over backwards for you.
I'm doing hard ass. Oh man,
I remember one trip in Vegas or Texas, somewhere, where I ended up throwing a bathroom door from his hotel room at him. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a big softie.
Oh, it's just a giant teddy bear.
Big, soft, cuddly teddy bear.
I think there's more underneath. He's like a big teddy bear. He just looks mean.
Well, I believe it's necessary in his position with the criticality of what we do day in and day out, maintaining these valued national assets and putting pilots' lives on the line.
You know, I think people can look up to a person who is consistent, and I think, you know, Trik is that way. Let me see if I can get this posed right. I mean, he stands out there and he brings a presence, right? Just like that, and everybody knows. Then that's just Trik, and I think people can look up to that because, like I said, those people who are wishy-washy, you always know where he's coming from, and that's what I like about his leadership style.
No. There's definitely another side to it. It's a gentler side. Like a big bear. Big, cuddly bear that wants to hug you, but as soon as he does, he will rip your face off. Literally.
He was a little abrasive at first. Didn't really know what to think of him when he would give you those clever responses when you asked him a question. Kind of a lot of open-ended questions, and he'll come back at you with something totally random. And he's got that way of somehow saying the right thing that, you know, gets right underneath your skin. And of course all that goes away when you start to figure him out, that's just the way he is. And once you do figure that out, it's pretty funny. Like some of the stuff he throws back out there at you, it's totally out of nowhere.
I was pretty convinced that Sergeant Schroeder hated me, because you know, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Sergeant Schroeder? How you doing this morning?" And he'd be like, "Fine, I'm doing fine." You
know. Trik has definitely taken his time the extra time to help teach me stuff and show me how to better myself and how to take care of my airmen and my troops. He's always going above and beyond to help everybody else out.
His leadership is what made the AMU run. I know guys like him, and he, you know, in particular, is really the backbone of the squadron and made us be able to do all the great things we did for the last 2 years I've been a commander.
If he decided to take a swim, dolphins would appear and just start doing backflips when he got into the... He wouldn't even have to be in the ocean. He would just be in Anderson Dam, just swimming in Anderson, and dolphins would appear.
Oh, definitely. He'd ask you a couple questions. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Are you really sure? And you start to second guess yourself. He kind of single-handedly built or made you have confidence in yourself.
And then getting to work with them again, to both being flight chiefs, and to bring what we both learned being DCCs into the same flight. I loved it. It was a great time.
Looking like the Hulk, apparently. I think he has a passion for teaching people more about the jet than they actually want to know, making them strive to be a better person.
That's what I would say. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Yeah, constantly, you know, directly after he'd ask you to do something, come on back. Nice. Come on back.
That can't be my most famous quote, is it?
know. Trik truly has a passion for his people more than anything else. I saw him, out there all the time, always stepping up for his people and doing what he needed to do. But most importantly, he's got a passion for the gym and getting jacked and tan, and that's really what I see as being most important in his life, and should be in all of our lives. So, it's like people first, but gym always. You know what I'm talking about? So
probably the best ex-commander we had. Definitely the best flight chief we've ever had.
Oh yeah, secondary power. That's his thing. I mean, he loves whenever you walk in there at FI and you try to teach him something, and then he ends up teaching you something even more.
Even from when I first got here, there's always been that bar that he set, and from when I was an airman, and he's always been there, making it a higher standard, and holding us all to it.
Going and finding out information out of the TOs before you can go home, when you're really, really tired and you just want to go home, and he doesn't care. Just wants you to learn something, which has definitely helped me will help me in the future, and has helped me working with him.
Yeah, it's definitely Trik, especially to come on back. He likes to verify that people people heard what he said, so there's no situations where there's communication breakdown.
Well, ever since I met Trik when I got down here in November, I've been really impressed with his dedication to the core values of the Air Force. I mean, he's really, he bleeds Air Force, you know, true and true, all the way through.
What will I not remember him by? Honestly, every time I go into the office, he goes, Capon, what have you done for this country? I don't know.